So a few days ago, Ezra Klein, talking about Donald Trump's DJ set rally, said this.
Part of me finds Donald Trump's behavior here unusually relatable. You think I want to sit up here talking about politics and war day after day? You don't know the temptation to just once, just for 1 week, turn this podcast into a drum and bass set or play some of my favorite Kiasmo songs. But I don't. Of course I don't. It's not what we're doing here.
Well, Ezra, I hear you, and thankfully, China Talk is not employed by the New York Times. So that is exactly what we're going to do over the next 2 episodes. This show is a fantastic deep dive into Chinese shoegaze, and later this week we'll be publishing a China Hip Hop in Review.
Some 30 years or so since it first came crashing onto stereos, shoegaze is back. Maybe for some fans it never really went away, but in the last few years it's seen a real resurgence. Late last year, Philip Sherburne wrote a piece for Pitchfork detailing what he called the shoegaze revival, and just days later, Stereogum published an article declaring that the genre was bigger than ever.
That was in the Anglosphere, but the genre has also seen a resurgence in another part of the world, China.
My name's Jake, and I write a free newsletter about new Chinese music called Concrete Avalanche.
My name's Alexa. I write a weekly column on Chinese rock music on China Talk. And over the next hour, we're going to play you some of our favorite Chinese shoegaze tracks and tell you a little bit about the bands. From Beijing's answer to My Bloody Valentine to Zhejiang's take on the Jesus and Mary chain. From pioneers of the genre in China to younger acts pushing a new wave of Chinese shoegaze. Let's take a slow dive into the scene. That was brought to you by Narrow Lane Angel, a young shoegaze band from Hohat, Inner Mongolia. Frankly, I was kind of surprised that this sound is from Inner Mongolia, of all places. I guess that speaks to both the diversity of the music being created there and also perhaps the rising popularity of shoegaze as a genre all across China. The band was founded just last summer and since then have already released a couple of EPs and a few singles, one of which you just heard is called Hohat Aquarium. The song was written about the band's visit to that aquarium in Mongolia, and I don't know how it made you feel, but for me, it did capture the imagined experience of floating in a vast blue pool, feeling inspired and wondrous, and there's a slow current building and stirring maybe with the tempo. My favorite part was the fuzz-toned guitar solo at the end. It had this frayed brightness and created a warm yet damaged feeling that I found really beautiful. I hope you enjoyed them.
So like Alexa mentioned there, Narrow Lane Angel are one of China's newest shoegaze acts. And that track actually features on a compilation of new young Chinese shoegaze bands called Kind of Shoegaze. Volumes 1 and 2 of that compilation series both came out earlier this year, and a lot of the bands we're going to be talking about here are featured on those records. But shoegaze acts have been around in China for a lot longer than just the last couple of years, actually. And the next band we're going to hear were formed back in 2011. They're called Forsaken Autumn, and britlulu, who's one of the main creative forces in the band, is also the organizer of the East Asia Shoegaze Festival, which he founded in 2013, and which has brought a whole bunch of shoegaze and dream pop bands from across the region to Shanghai, where he's based. Released at the tail end of 2015, Forsaken Autumn's record Whenere is something of a classic in the Chinese shoegaze circles, and this is a track from that record, and it's called Limpid.
This next track is from Summer Days, a band aptly named to their music. Founded in 2021, both the band's origins and their musical persona remain kind of a mystery. They describe their music as pure emotion and beautiful melody, and also independent of any genre. The soundtrack to a movie called Fireworks, made in 1995 by Japanese director Shunji Iwai, and from what I can tell, this movie is a bit idiosyncratic, nonsensical, but very effervescent, melancholic, all of which is delivered by the song we're about to hear called Nostalgia. The song to me is kind of reminiscent of the beautiful melodies of Narrowing Angel, but Summer Days also does more emotionally muted, noise-driven work on their first EP called Immerse and Pure. So if you're interested, I urge you to check that out as well. Now let's hear Nostalgia.
That was Summer Days with a track called Nostalgia. And it's difficult for me to follow a track called Nostalgia without indulging in a little bit of it myself. So this next track is another older one. It's another one from this kind of earlier wave of Chinese shoegaze, as it were. This is a band called the White Tulips, and they were from Xiamen in Fujian. And in 2015, they put out an album called Fondle, and it's, again, another one which is seen as like a real classic of Chinese shoegaze. The band, unfortunately, are no more, but the main guy behind it, a guy called Soda, is still involved in music, still making music out of Xiamen and Fujian, primarily with an act called Kirin Trio now, who coincidentally also have a song called Nostalgia. But right now I'm going to play you a track from the White Tulips' album Fondle, and this is called Firework.
Chocland.doc. That's right, you heard it. It's a band name with a doc extension. This is a four-piece noise pop shoegaze band from Hebei, China. They're now based in Beijing. They incorporate synthesizer noise and psychedelic drum beats in their music, and they self-describe as lowering their heads and murmuring, blending in their daily lives, maintaining the state on stage. I think they sound really cool, although I think that was meant to be self-deprecating. Anyway, they started releasing music in 2021, around the same time that Summer Days did, I think. I wondered if there was a post-COVID shoegaze creative bout. Anyway, the song we're about to hear is called Float. This studio version was first released on the first volume of the Kind of Shoegaze compilation. I think the tempo change in this one was especially interesting to me, and I really liked the sound of lingering guitar hooks at the end. I hope you like it. Let's hear the music.
傍晚又一次来临，我如三片云朵，是我在院子里从未见过。这是他们真正的去处。寻在手来中拾起它们。
I think Jake has written somewhere that it's unclear where to draw the line between shoegaze and dream pop, and I echo that. I heard this track and I felt that was more of a dream pop track. It's brought to you by a band that does identify as both shoegaze and dream pop called Lunacid from Changsha. When I first heard this song called Is Your Dream Still Out Focus, it was giving me mad Cocteau Twins reminiscence, especially in the vocals. I also like the beats and synth lines. But just when you think you know that it's going to be a Cocteau Twin song and where it's going, this song goes in a more guitar-heavy direction, and sometimes fleeting moments where I get this metal impression and it ends on a note that leaves you kind of hanging and not beautifully, satisfactorily resolved. So it's not an entirely easy listen, but I enjoyed the surprise. and I definitely look forward to future work from Lunacid. Alright, let's hear the song.
That's Lunacid with Is Your Dream Still Out Focus. And that song actually features on the Kind of Shoegaze Volume 2 compilation, which you can find on Bandcamp and iTunes and other Western platforms as well. And this next song is one that features on the Kind of Shoegaze Volume 1 compilation. And this is from a band called 绝水社长. They're from Nanning in the very south of China, near the border with Vietnam. They've not been together all that long, although they're already on their fourth band name, I think. They were previously known as Wonder, and then Mood, and then Deep. Anyway, they already have a debut album out, and it's up on Bandcamp as well, in full, if you want to listen to it there. This is the title track from that record, and it's called Dazed Trek.
现实带来的是纷争和残害。我不知道，蓝色的星球是如此丰饶，人类明明只需要阳光和稻田就可以活着，但是私欲让我们战争、排挤和迫害自己的同胞，但我们最终都要死去。那么，活着到底是为了什么？
live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise. This world is true for everyone. The earth is rich. We have to provide for everyone a way of life. We have lost it. We is the ones that it's barricaded the world with hate. Who step us in this world of bloodshed? We have developed speed. We have shut ourselves in. Machinery that can provide has left us alone. Our knowledge has made us cynical. Our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and empathy. Without these qualities, life would be vile. All things lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for unity. Cries out for universal brotherhood, unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children. Victims of a system that makes no fortune. And imprisoned innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed. The bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men who will pass, and dictators die. And the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
The Newmen, formed in Shanghai in summer 2023. They define themselves as a shoegaze band and describe their music as consciousness hanging on the edge of feeling, rapid descent of wall of sound into a void that feels full. And they'll be trying to deliver that promise on their first EP, Darkness is Easeful. We're about to hear a song called Detached from that album. People say that it reminds them of My Bloody Valentine. I'll leave you to be the judge of that. I like that it has adamant noise, more so compared to the other tracks on the album. It's pretty simple and straightforward, 4-chord progression, but the melody just feels good. Especially with the female vocals, which sounds alluring and siren-like in contrast to the roughness of the guitar noise, that texture. If you like this, I'd recommend checking out the rest of the album, Darkness is Easeful, especially the song Unread Vision, which is also featured in Volume 2 of Kind of Shoegaze, the compilation that Jake has written about. Alright, let's hear the song.
That was Detached by the Newman, another of the kind of younger, newer wave of Chinese bands who are experimenting with shoegaze and showing that the genre really is seeing a resurgence, not just in Europe and in the US, but in China as well. So we played you a bunch of songs from some of the newer bands, some of the older bands from the first wave of kind of Chinese shoegaze, as it were, some of the pioneering Chinese shoegaze bands. We're going to round off now with a couple of songs from the earlier days of Chinese shoegaze. Both of these are Beijing bands. The first is a little bit more enigmatic, perhaps, than the latter, although there's plenty of enigma around the second one that we're going to play for you as well. But this first track, to round us off, is from a band called Baby Formula. They were formed by, to quote their bio, 3 boring people with no expectations for the unknown journey ahead. And this was back in 2013. They basically put out an eponymous debut album, and then that was it. They kind of disappeared, but at least they left us with a really great shoegaze record in the meantime. Here's a highlight from that record. It's called Cat Tenant Summer. And to play us out, we're going to go to another Beijing band, another one from the earlier wave of Chinese shoegaze, and a really influential act. I'm going to turn this over to Alexa to explain more.
This is a band that's really close to my heart. Dear Eloise. They were founded by Yang Haisong and Sun Xia, the frontman and former bassist of legendary Nanjing-based punk band PK14. Dear Eloise was a passion project debuted in 2011 by the two as a married couple after Sun Xia has retired and recovered from a long illness. Contrary to the post-punk energy of PK14, Dear Eloise has a lo-fi shoegaze noise pop sound, which makes sense because these are mostly recordings made at home, and they often have delicious melodies, relatively simple stripped-down composition with Sun Xia contributing to vocals, wispy and light, tenser and more saccharine at times, against layers and layers of guitar walls of sound. And it is a magical combination, especially with the poetic and at times cryptic writing of the lyrics. I like a lot of the work that they've put out. I recommend you to broadly explore all of their albums, their collaboration with Lonely Leary. But the song we're about to hear today is the first track of their very first album called Star. The album is The Words That Were Burnt. This is one of the darker of the works. The lyrics are about a dim star that makes no sound as it falls, as it burns, but an unforgettable past appear in its dreams still. And this haunting image is accompanied by feedback which wails through the end of the song. And I think that's an apt sound and thought to leave us with. So here we give you Dear Eloise. I hope you enjoy.